Welcome back, folks, to another top 10 games that I've beaten. This is the year 2017. First off, I always start before. This is my two honorable mentions I'll be doing. The hardest part was the top three. Those three games you'll see later on was very difficult for me to choose which should be a top one. So any one of those could be top ones. Of course, I still had to pick between one over the other slightly. But first off, my honorable mention here is Sonic and All Star Transform Racing. I tongue twisted there the name of the title. Anyways, it's a very good game. Has as you can see there, air, land, sea, uh, traveling. You can actually switch between the modes automatically in the game. I would say this is one of the Sonic's best racing games ever. I loved it very much. Beat it all. Got all the characters. Unlocked it. Didn't get all 100%, but it's a very good game. Try it out. My second honorable mention is Fez. This is a 2D side scroller, but also slightly 3D environment puzzle game. You have to try to find the exit. I gotta say, this game really blew me away the way it expressed the environment, how it twisted. But you can get it on almost any console, including the Xbox 360, PC, and I think also mobile games. So if you want to try a good puzzle game, try this out. At my number 10 spot is Skulls of the Shogun. This is a strategy grid based, slightly grid based. You can move around any way you want. Game. I wouldn't call it much of an RPG. So there's not much really RPG elements, but it is a fun strategy game. You play in the era of Japanese ancient dynasties. You can pick between different battlefield figures, as far as like a samurai, of course, a tank, an archer, a horseman. You also have what's the Shogun, which is your most powerful character. But if they die, then you lose the whole battle. Um, Try it out. It's a very fun game. I loved it very much. I completed it to 100%, practically almost. I loved it very much. At my number 9 spot is the 2012 game Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3. It is one of my favorite series, and actually the first PlayStation game I ever played and bought on the PS1. And I gotta say, this one, the graphics were great. The environment was very open. Very underrated game, I would say. Did have a few flaws, but did have multiplayer online, which is I think not the first for the series, but it was very well put together. I did finish all three campaigns. I shouldn't say too much about that, but it was very good storyline as well. If you love the series, please check out the TV show as well, which is on Peacock. Very good TV series. So if you watch TV series, you want to try the game, try this game out. It's still very good to play to this day. At my number 8 spot is Battlefield 4 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This game really improved a little bit on the Battlefield 3, although I do like both. They both got their ups and downs. But Battlefield 3, I did like the single player a lot more, but this one did have very good single player. And but the multiplayer, this one was great. I mean, Levolution was very, very good addition to the game. If you want to try a very good campaign with also, not sure the multiplayer servers are still on, but it's very good. One of the very good of the games of the Battlefield franchises. So check it out if you can. At my number 7 spot is Day of the Tentacle remastered. It's a very old game, but it was remastered for last gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, of course. This is a point-and-click adventure game. Not many of those I like too much, but this one did have some very hilarious humor to it. Not too hard of puzzle solving parts, but you can always find a guide for it if you need help. I do recommend playing this if you want to try to get into the point-and-click adventure games. This is still a classic that hasn't died out and it still holds up to this day. The animation is great, as you can see there. One of Double Fine's greatest accomplishments. At my number 6 spot is Killzone Shadowfall. This is actually one of the launch games or launch window games for the PlayStation 4. I did love the Killzone franchise, except for the first one. It was kind of generic. The second and third was great. This one, the single player was good, but I really got into the multiplayer. That's where it really got me hooked. And I planned on this game, love it so much. If you want to continue on to the Killzone storyline, I do recommend pick this up. Um, If not, you're not missing out on much, but it was a fun game to play at least once. At my number five spot is South Park: The Stick of Truth. It is an RPG turn-based game. This one really amazed me a lot. What you see there is not just cutscenes, but this is actually what the game looks like for the most part when you walk around. It is published by Ubisoft, developed by Obsidian, and still voiced and drawn and helped a lot was Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I will say if you love the cartoon series, very much so, and you even like RPGs, and you don't mind a little bit of dark humor, please try this out. The sequel is I haven't tried it yet, but I do want to try it soon. South Park Studios Truth was an amazing game. I loved it from top to bottom. I got to replay it again because I am missing some collectibles in it, but it was a fun game at all. Uh, please just try it out. It was a fun game. At number four is Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor. This is a WB game, and it has one of the best systems out there. It has the Nemesis system. If you played Batman series, it plays kind of like that as far as the battle itself. But what the Nemesis system is that if you lose by one of these minions, you could say, they actually will turn into like almost like a general and have voice acting and come back stronger to hunt you down later on, or you can hunt them down for extra XP or for dominance over an area. I wish they would adapt the Nemesis system to other games. As far as I know, they haven't, and it's their copyright, so no one else can use it. But if you want to try a Batman action game, open world with a great battle system and storyline, and you love Lord of the Rings, please do try this out. The Shadow of Mordor, which is the first of the series. At number three, like I said, my top three was the hardest to pick in which order, but unfortunately, I did have to drop this one down to number three, and that is BioShock Infinite, the third of the series. If you love BioShock 1 and also BioShock 2, definitely try out 3. This one did have a lot better combat system, a little complex. The story is great as well, and Kevin Levine did an outstanding work with this. I can't wait to see his next work, which is Judas, hopefully coming out soon. But again, I don't want to spoil the story in this. This is just an amazing game. It's not in Rapture, but I would say it still has some link to it. So you do have to play the other two as well to get a better understanding of some parts of this game, but not too much. So try it out, BioShock Infinite. At my number two spot is The Last of Us Part 1. This is actually the PS4 remastered version, but doesn't matter which version you play, they're all the same thing, just a little prettier, nicer, and better controls on the newer version. But if you want one of the games with the best stories out there, and you love Naughty Dog, especially the Uncharted series, this is a whole step in evolution as far as performance and acting. The gunplay is semi good, not that great, but that's not really the reason why people play this. It's for the story itself. And I would say play the game first before you watch the TV series because they're so interconnected and it's almost one to one that the TV show will spoil the game for you. So play the game first. If you haven't seen the TV series, if you have watched TV series, go ahead and play the game anyways. It's still a fun run around, especially before playing part two. But I know many argue with the argument of making why make this number two, but it's one thing that the other game topped it over this one, and you'll see why. At my number one spot is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I will say this is probably the pinnacle of the Assassin's Creed series. Close one to me is Origins, but I haven't played all of them yet. This one was probably the good balance of land and sea adventuring, especially the sea chanties. Listening to the sea chanties were so great and so relaxing to hear. And you have underwater exploration, so you can actually swim this time around, and that was fun to do. But if you want to continue on and play one of the best Assassin's Creed games, this is it. And this actually has a two-parter, just to show you. This is actually the base game of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This is the second part, which is the DLC for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This is Freedom Cry. I would say second part only because you can buy the game standalone, but it's still a DLC to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and it actually references the main character for the first one, which is Edward Kenway. Do try this out as well if you did love Black Flag and wanted more of it. This is still a very good game itself. Uh, so I want to thank you all for watching my top 10 2017 games that I've beaten. Hopefully soon I'll be able to get my 2018 list and get some more modern games that most of you are aware of. But again, thank you all for watching and look forward to the next one.